Welcome back to my channel again. I'm just a jealous guy. Got another video just to show people the genius farmer from the Bohovel. Brian Smith, I've said before, Brian Smith likes to give a lot of information about how things in the Philippines works, where the truth of the matter is he's very rarely gone past 5 or 10 kilometres from his property. So the reality is he knows jack about what happens in the Philippines. He might have been told some things that happen in the Philippines, but it's not the same. So let's look at some facts. Now, I do have the transcripts somewhere, but I haven't bothered to look for them because I don't think I need to. But it's been on more than one occasion, probably 2 or 3 occasions, Brian Smith was asked about goat farming and whether it's profitable in the Philippines. Now, Brian Smith has said no. Well, it wasn't actually in the Philippines. It's from my recollection, it's more like goat farming is profitable and is worth it in Bohol. But Brian Smith said no, it's not. Simply because around Bohol and that area, people don't eat goat. And therefore, goat farming is not widespread and would be very difficult to make any money from goat farming. Now, well, the Aussie farmer would actually probably remember, but he actually commented on one of his videos about this after Brian Smith said it. And he said that unless you're in one of the Muslim areas of the Philippines, he can't see that goat farming would be profitable. Now, Brian Smith in his introduction said that his videos were going to be informative. Well, first of all, if you're going to inform someone, they need to be accurate. And secondly, he was going to show people that come to the Philippines without a pension how they can farm and how they can survive. Now, again, if you're going to give information to people coming to the Philippines, then that information needs to be accurate and it needs to be correct. Now, like I said, he said goat farming is not going to be profitable in the Philippines unless you live down in some of the Muslim areas, which are Mindanao. So I thought I'd just have a bit of a look into that. And I have here goat situation report from the Philippine Statistics Authority. This was from January to December 21, but I do have the 22 one somewhere. It's with the other paperwork. I'm not going to look at it because I know they're both exactly the same. But when we go to the back here, there's a table. Now, this table shows the volume of production of top 10 goat producing provinces. Philippines, January to December 21. And as I said, I know 22 is exactly the same. Now, we'll go back to what Brian Smith said, that unless you're in one of the Muslim areas of the Philippines, that goat farming would not be profitable because people don't eat goat in other parts of the Philippines. So, which is very strange because let's have a look at the top 10, starting with the one that has the most goat production in 10,000 metric tons. And the first one is Cebu in central Visayas. Cebu, right next door to Bryan. If you actually check on the internet, there is goat farms on Bohol. One's actually called the Bohol Goat Farm from memory. And so there's Cebu with 6.4 thousands metric tons. Second is Panganisan, which is Luzon. So that's not down in the Muslim area. Then number 3 is Negros Oriental, central Visayas. And it's not till you get down to 4 that you get Davao del Sur, which is in Mindanao. Probably not even fully into the Muslim area, but it's down that way. So the top producing goat farmer is 6.4 in Cebu province, and the first area down towards the Muslim area is Davao del Sur, 3.5, so it's quite a big difference. Then next one after that is Tarlac, central Luzon. Then you got Bukidnon, which is northern Mindanao. Then you got Negros Occidental, western Visayas. Then Iloilo, western Visayas. Then you got Colabato, which is Muslim Mindanao. And then number 10, the lowest producing goat province out of the top 10 is Batangas in Luzon. So when you look at it, there's only one in the top 5, and that's Davao del Sur, which is Mindanao, which is not necessarily in the full Muslim area. And there's only the three provinces in the top 10 that are down that way. The rest of them are what would be classed as non-Muslim areas. So, like I said, Brian Smith hasn't been more than 5 or 10 kilometres from his property. He's been there 6 years. He likes to tell everyone that he knows everything about everything. And here he is telling people not to look at goat farming in the Philippines or around Bohol, when Cebu is the top goat producing area. So that shows how much he gets around or how much he knows. And if you're going to inform people about things, especially to do with their life, you should make it correct and not just rattle off crap out the top of your head that you don't know. And as far as goat farming, I don't think Brian Smith's a good one to talk about raising goats. We all know what happened to his goats. And the funny thing with Brian Smith too with goats is when he first got to the Philippines, he made his Life of Brian, or Brian's Life Part 1 and Part 2. And if you're going to the Philippines to farm and to show people how to farm, it'd be like a resume for a job, wouldn't it? You'd put all your farming experience into those videos so people, you create credibility so people can think, oh, this bloke's got a bit of experience. But I think the only farming he ever put into those videos was dairy farming. And then I might have mentioned the chickens, but then people mentioned growing tomatoes. Oh, I used to grow tomatoes too when I was in California. and someone mentions goat farming. Oh yeah, I used to do goat farming in California. My brother and I, we had several hundred goats. We did goat farming. Someone also mentioned pigeons one day. Oh yeah, I grew pigeons in California. It sounds very much like he makes it up as he goes along. Thanks for listening. I've probably gone on a bit with that, but you know, it just goes along this genius farmer or bullshit farmer. Okay, thank you.